Coach Manny Nowak. Hello, Coach Manny Nowak with you. Pleasure as always to be with you. Today, another subject. Kind of a two-parter as we start today, and we're going to kind of continue next week with this subject. The subject of interruptions. And I know that's the thing that really throws us off. I was teaching time management this week at a seminar, and one of the things that we talked about was interruptions. And isn't it totally kind of frustrating when you spend your time learning time management and then you go back and you start to implement it and you got this great schedule and for the week put together and it all looks perfect, and 2 hours into Monday it all blows out of proportion because something happened that wasn't expected. Doesn't that always happen though? Isn't that life? Isn't that why we need to, where is it? No, it's not up there. We need to schedule interruptions. We need to make time for interruptions. We need to have time for interruptions in our schedule. And what that means basically is if you work 10 hours a day, leave 2 hours for interruptions and schedule the other 8. That's a fact of life. You can't schedule it all out. What happens when you try to schedule it all out? It just goes just like that. You see that? You heard that, right? That's the alarm going off because some time management thing needs to go. Anyhow, where are we? We want to talk today about those interruptions. But the first thing I want you to clearly understand is that you have to take ownership of interruptions. You have to understand that interruptions are your problem. Interruptions and handling them is your problem. When you can take care of them, then something will change. Let me go through a very simple example of what can happen. And it all revolves around my theory of saying that in 1 hour of uninterrupted time, you can actually do 3 hours of work. Let me run you through a scenario. Let's say you're working on a proposal, and this proposal, let's say you say, should take me about an hour to do. So you sit down and you get into the proposal, and you're putting it together, and you're starting to make some progress. 25 minutes later, the phone rings. Okay. However, you make that critical mistake. And what's the mistake? You answer it. And I asked the question this week, and I can't remember who gave me the answer. Why do you answer the phone? And the answer was because it's ringing. I love that. I had never heard that. But that's why we answer it. But anyhow. So, you get an interruption, and you start talking on the phone. And 10 minutes you talk to this person. And because of the conversation, you get 10 more minutes of things to do after you hang up. And then you got to get back to where you were. Where was I in the proposal? What was I looking at? What was I thinking about? And that takes you 10 minutes. So now that 10-minute interruption is 30 minutes. Now that 1 hour proposal is an hour and a half. And now you go back to work. And you're working diligently again. And 10 minutes later, the phone rings. And again, you reach over and you pick it up because you got to answer it, right? And you answer the phone again. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Now, that hour has turned into 2 hours. 10 minutes later, phone rings, you pick it up again, you blow 30 minutes, And now you're up to 2.5 hours and you're still not done. It does happen, doesn't it? Those are the things that can cause you a lot of frustration, right? Why am I letting that get to me? Why am I letting things interrupt me? 1 hour, interruptions kill us. That's why we have to leave time in our schedule. And the important thing is, I use 20 minutes. 20 minutes isn't always some magical number. It's just an average number. Because in reality, some people that I work with have to leave 50% for interruptions because they happen to be in that type of business. So they schedule 5, leave 5. I have one client who has to leave 8 hours a day for interruptions and schedule only 2 hours. Whatever works for you so you can get this thing called interruptions under control. Now, next week we're going to talk about the 3 main things that cause interruptions. But this week I just wanted you to understand that how critical it is that you understand that the only person who can stop or get interruptions under control is you. And the first thing you got to do is you just got to schedule time for it. Next week we'll show you the 3 most critical interruptions and how to handle them. Don't get frustrated. Time management does work. Although there's no such thing as time management, the ability to manage results is a reality. But we have to deal with interruptions. This is Coach Manny. You see the website? I think you can. And the phone number. If you need us, call us. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you learn to be better, create a better world, and create tremendous results. You can do it. This is Coach Manny saying, have a great week. As always, I love talking with you.